But it's called iceberg?
That's what I named it.
Ah. He said that's what I named it. Okay, nigga, I thought it was a certain type of way. Oh, these is crazy. So did you do the shoot or did you get your model?
I'm practically I'm not making plans. So I'm kind of just on an improv. I don't really have I got one of my homies who I just hit up, see if he's free, what days he's free, and then I'm like, yo, and I hit up a model that same day. So I'm trying to shoot as much as possible, but it's on his timing. Thank you.
These crazy. Thank you.
It's the same size as all the other jackets.
Really?
Yeah. You'll be able to put on the other one, but I don't know why that one is nah.
Yeah. So what's up with the street brand, bruh? Hey, what it is, it's Jinx the Natural, Martin Hermes. You're watching Flourish with Caution. I need you to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. But for today, we at Tog Maker. They're helping us make some cool, dope shirts because we came across these vintage championship shirts when we were just driving through states like Pennsylvania. For you guys, so let's come on in. Everybody in LeBron. Fuck, niggas all play on the same fucking court though. Yeah. Feel me?
Same court. Different ball.
It's working. Here at Tog Maker, they do screen printing, they make rugs, as you see, they teach classes, create graphic designs, so anything you think of can be created right here in the shop. They also do embroidery, right? Stitch, cut and sew. I really like the rugs a lot. So what they do with these classes are, you can sign up online through Tog Maker to get your own rug made by you, right? You yourself can come here, Tog Maker, and make your own rug, right? Super dope, super cool. And Elliot, Sponge, and the man himself right here, Rax Hogan. As you see, they're doing a class right now. So we're actually about to, like I said, do screen printing. Naptown Collective himself, Elliot, is gonna take us through.
Okay, so there's light bulbs below, and then on top there's a glass sheet, and then you put the screen against the glass sheet and it sandwiches it in between, and then with the use of the air function, it sucks the air out of the chamber.
Oh shit.
So when you're in here, like when your screen's in here, basically what's happening right now is the neoprene is like sucking down around it, and it's like gonna secure the image to the screen and the glass. So it's like a perfect sandwich, like seamless, like completely up against each other. That makes sense.
Yes. Homemade setup. You will want to try to get your screen as tight as possible.
You would use just like a pane of glass, and then you would put your transparency down, and then you would put your stencil down, like your screen. And then I would recommend you put like foam on top of it, and then like weights. So like heavy books, pots, yeah, like weights in your house if you have them. And then that'll like push down and compensate for the fact that you don't have like a vacuum.
On an average, just on an average, Bernie, how long would one of the screens have to sit in here?
A minute to a minute and a half. Yeah, mine's faster. If you're doing it at home, it can be upwards of like 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5.
Because you don't have like the stronger like lights.
Okay.
So like my chamber has like multiple bulbs within it.
Yes.
Whereas like if you're at home, you're probably using like one halide, like one light, like one like high powered output light. And then so because of that, you're gonna have to do it a little bit longer to get the same amount of like burn on the image.
Okay. What emulsion do you use?
I use QTX. Here, let me grab it.
And how do you store your emulsion?
I should probably store it in a better like light-proof area, but like just keep it out of like the light.
That's the problem.
And there's like a lot of different like emulsions for different purposes. Like there's textile emulsions, there's all-purpose emulsions, there's paper emulsions. So it just depends on like what you're doing it for. So since I mostly run textiles, this is kind of like my one-size-fits-all stuff. And it's trustworthy, so I use it.
Yes, good to know, because some people might have problems with the washout process. The applying the emulsion, right? The emulsion is on the screen, but then you burn the screen, and then you try to wash it out.
If you get a bad burn, the emulsion still did its job by burning the screen. It was on the operator error because they didn't like combine all the variables correctly to get the optimal output. And so that's why I always tell people like you have to do your own research a little bit, because like there are kind of like general times for each emulsion.
Yeah.
But you have to understand emulsion is a liquid, and it's coated liquid and dry solid. So you have to take into account like humidity, you have to take into account air temperature, you have to take into account like ambient light in your room.
Wow. People at home, pick up some tips. We're giving you jewels right now.
Yeah, like I don't have a dark room, I just use a chamber. Like my dry cabinet is like my dark room.
Gotcha.
So I just keep all my coated screens in here out of the
So typically this would be done in a dark room.
Yeah, this would, yeah. But since we're a little bit strapped for space, like I just hit the lights and yeah, that's how I run it.
Now, how do you drive? How do you go about driving?
This has a fan.
Okay. Can we see this?
Yeah, right? Okay.
Right, so this was gonna be my question. When laying them down and when doing them, like you might get that drip. Do you get a drip? I don't see any drip spots.
No, I don't.
So why is that?
A lot of that
is it using too much emulsion at that point?
That's a coating issue. That's because when you're coating, you're not like.
Oh, my bad.
You're fine. When you're using a scoop coater, you're probably not like pressing hard enough, or like doing an even and consistent like stroke when you actually do the scoop coater like motion.
Now the screen should be sitting up when you're doing this, right?
Everybody has like a different preference for scoop coating.
How do you?
I like to put it against the wall,
right,
and have it on like a little angle. So usually like something like on the bottom part of it, or like I've seen some cool ones where people put almost like window frame looking thing on the wall.
Okay.
Like it's like it has like a foot like that, but it's like angled, and so you can put the screen in it and then push it against the wall.
Okay.
But I think that lends for you to get the leverage to scoop like the actual like pressure that you need on each screen.
Okay. And then motion is applied front and back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, so I just registered it. So I align the image to the platen so that we make sure every print is like straight and centered.
Why are you doing that?
So that when we, I'm covering up the smaller graphics so that when we switch to the other, like to the chest, that we can just like easily move to the next graphic without having to like clean anything up in between.
Okay.
It's like a production trick to like keep things moving pretty quickly.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna do test prints, and I'm basically gonna just make sure that the image is printing correctly and that there aren't any inconsistencies like holes or anything else before I like run the actual final stuff.
That this doesn't show up with the image.
So I don't actually print that when I print the final art. I would recommend that you always print your test prints first, but since I've done this and this is kind of like pretty regular for me.
He's a pro. He's a pro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of
He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
So now I'm gonna put my ink on the screen and I'm gonna do a test print just to make sure that everything looks the way it should and it is where it's supposed to be.
For sure. And then we're gonna get these Forged with Caution t-shirts on these vintage champ tees. You dig? No, for real. Yes, sir.
I'm just using an ink card to throw ink from the bucket onto the screen, and then I'll toss this because it's just kind of paper and disposable.
And what does it do?
It's like a glue to hold down the textile or whatever you're using onto a platen. I wouldn't recommend it for paper products. It's usually only for textiles. So I got my squeegee. I'm gonna put it in the ink. I'm gonna flood it, which is like pre-saturating the image, and then I'm gonna print. So it's gonna be a little hard to see on this, but we'll try on the first one. Cool. Chest. It's white.
But that one's definitely not. But I left my hard drive and my laptop powered cord. So it was over with. Oh my god. Beautiful. Beautiful. Damn.
Quick. They're inconsistent, and so like the middle of this unit is really hot, the center of it, and then as you get farther away from the center of the element and the power, you naturally lose heat, and so you're never really going to get the consistent like heat coverage that's going to make sure that the image is bonded all the way through. So there might be pockets of it that wash out over time because that ink wasn't fully set or dry. So that's the advantage of a conveyor belt, because you essentially have two of these flash units in here, but since it's a belt, you're moving them across an even like amount of heat. So think about it like a bar. Like the heat is like a bar, and then as you go through, the bar goes up because it's consistently getting hotter and hotter. So many humans.
I don't have this, I don't have that. What the fuck do I use? Oh, look at this. DJ Young Neil.
I am DJ Young Neil. Yeah. How you doing?
You feel me? You don't know who's gonna
With
pop
my
up
brother.
at Tog Maker, so just bring your ass here, man. Just come on down, man.
It's a good place.
Facts.
I love it. The kids love it. Everybody loves it.
So what was your question again?
Don't have this, and I don't have this. What the fuck? How am I drawing this?
Go out, go to Home Depot, or go to Harbor Freight, buy yourself a heat gun.
Okay, a heat gun.
Like a gun that burn. It's basically like a really super hot hair dryer.
I was just about to say that. Don't get a hair dryer.
Don't play around. It will burn you or will light things on fire.
Oh, wow.
Also get a temperature gun, like a thermometer, a laser thermometer gun. So you can take on one hand the temperature gun and check your temperature, and then the other hand you can use it. And then if you know the heat window that you need to be in to cure the ink, which is usually 325 to 350.
Say it again.
So
The heat temperature is usually what?
for plastisol, it's 325 degrees Fahrenheit to 355 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to be on the higher end if you want to really set it, but like minimum 325 to like get the ink set.
Okay.
And that's usually
So-
for like 10 to 30 seconds depending on the size of the print.
You got the temperature gun, you got the heater gun, and then you're doing that so you make sure you don't overheat.
Yeah, you don't want to smolder it or cook it.
Okay.
And then also you don't want to undercure it. So that's the point of the heavy, and you don't have the money to buy like that or that. You could get also a heat press in the back.
Okay.
And so once you temporarily set the image with your heat gun, you can just take it back to the heat press and like for sure double tap it, because that's gonna be like whatever temperature you set it at. So then you can like sandwich the print.
And that
Cook
ink
it.
isn't gonna burn onto the.
If you use a Teflon sheet as a separator,
Okay. Okay.
then the ink should not bond.
Now, what about smudging?
It shouldn't smudge unless if you've overprinted, it will smudge because there's like so much extra
much ink
that
that
it'll
is-
smush out.
Okay.
But if it's perfect, like I would say if it's perfectly, but if it's printed adequately, the most part is that it's going to cure it fully, and it's also going to smooth it out. So the one advantage of the heat press is you'll notice it's like ironing the top of everything. And so screen printing can sometimes be rough, and what will happen is it'll go back down and smash it and smooth it out and make it really like soft and crisp.
Oh, cool. Alright, man, that was it. It's Jinx the Natural here with Elliot
From Tog Maker.
from Tog Maker, aka Naptown Collective. You already know. And yeah, man, he just helped us make these cool vintage champion Flourish with Caution tees, man. I'm up here to Tog Maker, Brooklyn, New York. Where can they find you, man?
We're on Instagram at Tog Maker, and then if you have any questions on how to order, or if you want like screen print kits, or you have any questions, you can head over to togmaker.com.
Tog Maker!